a Terrence kind of thing. Doesn't matter what you bring. Come and watch him do his thing. Cause it's a Terrence kind of thing. Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to It's a Terrence Kind of Thing. It's story time today, okay? And I want you guys to engage and let me know if you believe in this or if you don't, or and if you don't, tell me why. Let's just keep it professional. Let's keep it respectful, and let's keep it interesting, okay? Um, the topic, pretty much what I'm going to talk about are angels, angels. And I'm asking you guys, do you believe in angels, or some type of spirit? But this is on a positive level. We will also touch base on evil spirits and demonic, entities and the devil, bad things in another video. I wanted to separate the two. Heck yes, okay, because content, baby. All right, we want to get it out there. But anyway, we're strictly talking about angels and good spirits and your experiences. But I would like for you to share your experience, but I'm going to share with you one of mine. Okay, so which is so apropos and fitting, I believe, because I was actually first time coming to Tampa, and like I told you guys, I lost my mom in 2016. Okay, in 2016, May 3rd is actually when she passed away. I like to say, I know it may sound strange, but I like to say, okay, she passed away like seriously, passed away, or when she was pronounced dead. Let me just say that. Because my mom, unfortunately, she did cold in front of me, and her heart stopped in front of me. And like I said, I don't want to upset people. I don't want to make people sad. This isn't a sad video. I reassure you. You guys will see if you stick around. But to be honest, yes, it was devastating. It was like the worst times of my life. And y'all know my mama's boy, and I'm still a mama's boy. But I in a sense, in a way, I know she knew that I could handle it, and she actually has, visited me and came back and let me know, for sure, that she definitely is around. Okay, so like I said, mom passed away officially May 3rd, and it's so crazy that I'm able to talk about this like so openly, and I pray that people don't have to experience it, but if you do have to experience it, I pray and I hope that you can have the strength that I've been fortunate to have, and I think that's because of my mom and her visiting me and her letting me know that she's around me. Just that wonderful that sense of that feeling that she's here. I feel like her spirit is very much so alive. And let me get into this. So, like I said, she passed away in May. And a little time after that year, I chose to come to Florida, okay? Came to Florida, Tampa, Florida, actually. Had an assignment at St. Joseph Hospital, and it's like right off of MLK. Y'all know, like I said, any Martin Luther King Jr.'s and the railroad tracks, be careful. Because y'all know there's some sketch neighborhoods, that's around the area. No offense, but just keeping it facts, just keeping it with facts, okay? So I go to the facility, and it was a challenge. I did extend there, had some fun there, up and downs, but that's just surgery anyway. I remember speaking with people about my mom and the experiences, and I get this a lot as I did at that hospital. They're like, "Oh my gosh, like, okay, so where's your mom now?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, she passed away." And they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't know." Like, you talk about her like in present tense, and is she still here? And I'm like, "She is." And they're like, Okay, dude is crazy. I'm sure they thought that. Nobody came out and said it, but I'm sure they thought it. You know, it is what it is. Each his own. Y'all know sometimes y'all probably prejudge people and like, okay, this person is sick until you experience things yourself. I'm living testimony that I've done that. Not proud to say it, but I'm just gonna be honest. Like I've done it. I prejudge people. And I'm like, okay, this person's kind of cuckoo or something ain't right. And this is before I had my experiences, and that's just the God honest truth. You know, I've seen it for myself, and also in the video, I guess if I can get it out, I will also tell you that I'll just talk. So anyway, like I said, this is story time, so y'all listen up. So one particular night, I'm getting off of work. I was very, very stressed because of the cases. We had someone expire, which someone passed away on the OR table. I never forget that. Which fortunately more people live than people pass, in the OR, and I thank God for that. But it's just so sad, right? So yeah, I was just feeling a little like, you feel a little depleted. You feel a little like you failed, the family members and things like that and stuff. And that just, for me, I'm only speaking for me, but that just comes along with the territory, within my career. So I decided to, I said, you know what? And I remember this is like a Friday. I was off that Saturday. I can't believe I just remember it like this. But again, it's because of the things that have the things that happen made it so like makes it so clear to this day to me. I could just close my eyes and I see everything. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to the red box. Like, y'all know that was a little time back. Now we still got red boxes, but y'all know y'all barely go to a red box. So this was in 2016. Like I said, it was a couple of months after my mom passed and I got, back to traveling. So I go to the red box, and I remember specifically it was on Fowler's Avenue, and it was Wells Fargo, and the red box was located right outside of Wells Fargo. And so I'm going to the red box, and I see this lady. Okay, so this black lady, she's in bandages as if she, maybe went to the emergency department and got like somewhat of a cast or some type of some cast or just bandages put on her arm and wrapped around like with Curlex. I don't know if you guys know that terminology, but Curlex and ABD pads, and it's just like kind of wrapped around, and also was little tape on it too. It did look a little old, but far as my thought process was, okay, well, maybe she is a homeless person who hurt herself and was able to get to the hospital, and now she's just kind of been out here. She was not asking for anything. When I tell you, she was not at the side of the stop sign or at the end of the road or at the end of the highway. I'm not going to say begging. I'm just going to say asking for money. She did not have any signage up. She did have a suitcase, and she was pacing back and forth. Now, as she's pacing back and forth, she gets to the red box, right, and then she goes back. And then she comes back, and then she goes back, So she never once really crossed me. Of course, I'm like watching, both sides behind me all around. You got to be careful. I mean, you got to be careful anywhere. I don't care where you are. Y'all know that. So anyway, she didn't ask for anything. I think that's the deal. She didn't ask for a dime, and I was compelled. I was just almost like forced, and I feel like that's the guy within me that's like, okay, don't leave without giving this lady something, And I remember giving her $5, and I went to the car. I got the $5 because I just go with my debit card. I don't take my wallet or whatever with me, to the red box or whatever. I just bring my debit card because that's what you only can use like a debit card or a credit card or something like that. So I go back, I get the $5, I give it to her. She's like, "Oh, baby, you don't have to give me that." And I'm like, this is weird. Like, I'm thinking like, okay, but again, that's me assuming, and I'm just, thinking that, okay, this is a, homeless person, but she's just not asking for anything. And she was like, but thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And she was like, you know what? You're just so kind. All the troubles and things that you are going through, young man, and you give me this. That's just too sweet of you. She was like, oh, I know there's so many people proud of you. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. Now, again, I wanted to mention, I got off work. I had my name badge on me. My name badge only has Terrence. Terrence B, the initial B. Does not have my middle initial, does not have my middle name. Remind you of that. I want you guys to make sure that you're aware of that. So, I'm like, you know, I'm like I say, I go back up, I give her the money, and I'm like, oh no, you know, it's nothing. I just, you know, it was just on my heart, and you know, I don't want to be disrespectful. And I know you weren't asking for anything and stuff. It was just on my heart. She was like, oh, God bless you. You know, because she wasn't going to take it at first. And she was like, oh, baby, you know, you don't have to do that. And, you know, but then she was like, that's so sweet. That's so kind of you. And then when she mentioned, she says, you know, you're going through, you know, for you to be going through so much and you know, still have a giving heart. That's just so sweet. She was like, oh, God bless you. God bless you. And I was like, thank you so much. So I don't know what it was. It's just like a little, like, I don't know. I just kind of got like a little emotional inside and stuff. I just didn't break down, but it was just like the way that she talked. It was just like, as if how a mom would speak with their offspring, you know? And again, y'all, hey, I just recently lost my mom, you know, and it's like this woman out here, and I just like, I don't know, I just kind of saw my mom pacing back and forth, and she looked nothing like my mom, but it's just like, just that, you know, you got just the vibes and that, oh, baby, and it's just so, you know, it was just so comforting. It's strange, right? So I'm walking back and forth, and she was like, and you stop all that worrying. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, oh, Lord, there you go. And so I was like, okay, you know, the bipolarism, the weird stuff, and like, what is she talking about? And you stop all that worrying, young man. She was like, everything is going to be okay. Everything is okay. I need for you to believe that, and you know that. I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I'm kind of like pacing back, you know, towards the, you know, my car and everything. And she's like, and I'm serious. She was like, you up here, you're stressing and stuff. You know, you gotta not stress so much. You gotta go to work and know that it's gonna be okay. Your family's okay. You're okay. Everybody's okay. What has happened? It was supposed to happen. And she was like, I know that's just hard to believe, but there's a plan, and it's some things that we can't understand. But I'm here to tell you that you're gonna be okay. And I was like, thank you. She was like, she's not suffering anymore. And so at this time, I'm like, okay, what is she talking about? You know, she was like, she's not suffering anymore. And I know that you probably looked at her and, you know, and you were just so sad, but it's okay. Your mom is just so happy right now. She's so happy. And I was just like, my phone is blowing up. This is spooking me out. Like, I don't know what it is. I got like a lot of messages and stuff, but because right now I can just sense my mom have goosebumps on my arm. And not from the AC. Like, I just have it from just, I don't know, it's just the excitement, right? And so she's like, I promise you, she says this just like this. She's like, she's just so proud of you. She's so happy. She's so proud of you. And young man, look at what you just did. You're giving me money. And, you know, that's why God is going to continue to bless you. You just try your best not to stress. And I was like, yes, ma'am. And she was like, but I'm telling you, she's in a really awesome place. And she's so proud of you. And you know what? She comes to you. She lets you know. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't say nothing about my mom, you know, or anybody having been passed away or whatever. And, you know, you think like to yourself, like maybe everybody. Okay, guys. So what I was saying was, sorry about that. Just going to do a little voiceover now. I was saying that, you know, it's kind of typical. Like everybody probably has lost some type of female in their life, right? So I pretty much just summed it up. Okay, well, she really doesn't know what she's talking about, and she's just randomly speaking. But it wasn't her randomly speaking, because she said something that just really caught me off guard. Like I said, I had my name badge on me. It had Terrence and it had Terrence B. only my initial of my last name, right? It did not have the middle initial of my middle name. It did not have my middle name on it, period. Okay. And those things are for security reasons anyway with a badge. And she literally called me Donnell, as my mom would have, called me. My middle name is Darnell, guys. It's Darnell. But my mom would call me Donnell, like my cousin Donnell Peterson. And that did, I'm telling you, it spooked me. It really, really, really it stood out. I mean, honestly, it was something out of this world. And she reassured me that everything was okay and my mom was okay, in a great place. And yeah, that actually really did happen to me. Like I said, I know this is story time. And I wanted to share this with you guys. And yeah, let me know. Please, let me know if you guys have any experiences like this. And let me know if I want to know, like, if you believe or if you don't believe in it. And like I said, I would love for you to tell me, why. Like I said, this is something where this is something I feel like is it happens, and it probably has happened to other people, but maybe some people don't want to really share. And then I have been told by some folks, it's like, well, you know what, you're kind of actually not supposed to share it. But I feel like some things are important, in my opinion, to share. And maybe it can be some type of comfort to someone else to know that, okay, their loved one is in a sacred place, is in a special place, a better place, a place that we just don't understand and can't, we can't almost accept and understand, right? Because it's so like, wow. But I'm someone who believes. And yeah, I just wanted to share my story. Also, I wanted to mention that the nurse that was in the OR, unfortunately she lost her mom. And a couple years after I told her this story, and she even told me, she said that she saw her mom. She literally saw her mom spirit. And after her mom passed away, actually soon after she passed, and she looked in the doorway and she saw her mom, and she saw her mom in all white. And she felt like her mom, what she witnessed was a younger version of her mom. And obviously healthier, stronger, standing upright all by herself. And it was as if she's like, going into heaven. That's what she described it as. And this is giving me goosebumps again, because I have a really big imagination and I can see things. And I just see this as being so beautiful. Even other family members that did not really see her. Catch me in the other video, guys. Okay, hey guys, I'm back. A third time. Even like I was saying, even the other family members that did not physically see her, like, the nurse, like she saw her mom, they all said that the room somehow became brighter. Everybody was in agreement with that. And that in itself, I feel like that's a sign, right? And it just was remarkable. I actually enjoy telling this story, but I want you guys to understand that, yes, I call it story time, but this literally did happen to me. And just as that nurse, that happened to her. Like I said, please let me know in the comments if you guys have had any type of, supernatural, experiences, maybe seeing a loved one. It could be a pet, whatever the case is, I like to hear these things. I think heaven does exist. I think there are angels. And it's a very interesting, beautiful thing. And yeah, like, I just believe, and I just know, like, every day my mom is, she's watching over me. And you guys probably saw in the live stream where there was a cardinal that just appeared out of nowhere, and it's like, oh my gosh. So those are confirmations that, my mom is around me. She's proud of me. And yeah, it's just a beautiful thing, guys. I did this to bring comfort and hope and just make somebody, make somebody's day, hopefully. I love you guys so much. It's a Terrence kind of thing. Doesn't matter what you bring. Come and watch him do his thing. 'Cause it's a Terrence kind of thing.